I'm sorry. So we're actually going to change the hardware now, then we're going to change the hardware settings, and then we're going to run the auto alarm. And so here's our source, a little bit of optics, sample, optics, monochromator, detector. So to remove the monochromator, I think we need this one. Where's the next smaller? Next smaller. All right, we're going to use the Allen wrench again. And you can see right now, the detector and the monochromator are on one attachment, right? So the monochromator and the detector are on one attachment. And just as an FYI, the monochromator has two modes, bent and flat. Bent is for what we use, which is called focusing beam method. If we had a different optics next to the source, if we had combined beam optics as a parallel beam mirror, then we'd use the flat configuration, but we'll never use that. So for our purposes, focusing beam, it's always bent. So if I can get in here, and switch with you, what we're gonna do is there we go. We're gonna take off the whole unit that has the detector and the monochromator on it. All right, so it's just two simple screws, 1, 2, and off. Right now we want to keep the detector, but we don't want the monochromator. So you can see the detector is held on by two separate screws. Just gonna 1, 2, off. Okay, now we're gonna put the monochromator to the side. Gonna put the detector down for a moment. And there's this separate attachment that holds just the detector. So we're gonna put this on, and you can see there's really only one way it can go on. That is the same width as this. Click, click, clack. Nice and easy. So we're gonna screw those back in to hold on just the detector. And then we're gonna put the detector on. Now, this is where there's some discrepancy, right? So you can kind of see where there are spots where the screws have gone in. I've always been under the impression, or I was up under the impression, that you want the detector flush with the back of the holder. However, last time Matt and I did this, we found that we got much better results when we actually put it flush against the optics. Is that right? No, we do want it.
Yeah.
I think we do want it flush against the detector.
Because it's staying in that direction in the original instrument, right? If you want this sample.
It's very sensitive to path length. So, but
alignment.
The alignment, and the data acquisition. So that's it. That's how we remove the monochromator. You just take out the attachment that holds the mono and the detector. You take off the detector from that, and then you put the detector on its own attachment. And we're good to go. Now I think it's going to tell us to switch to
1 degree, so
1 degree. I think you're right. So I can start that now, and we'll see what happens. If I'm not right, then we can easily switch it, but it should still be warming up. Divergent 1 degree. There's the other one. Okay. Just got it. 1 degree.
That's it?
I think that's the initial configuration. Yeah, you can leave it open.
Yeah.
We'll be switching it back and forth a whole bunch throughout the course of the auto align.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just leave the slits open in there. And all right, you can stop that because we're still